In this episode of the 9-Minute Masterclass, we're going to discuss how to use plug-and-play operations inside of Cisco's DNA Center. I'm going to teach you how to boil it down to 3 primary operational steps, and we're going to begin right now. Step 1 of the PnP process is to configure the DHCP server. To do that, we need to look at the configuration that's going to be applied to that device. We can see that the configuration is very simple. We are going to create an IP pool. That pool will be called PnP pool. I will be issuing the network of 100.64.0.0/24 to satisfy the requirements of my lab. The gateway of last resort will be 100.64.0.1, and the DNS server will be 8.8.8.8. However, something unique to this configuration for many of us is going to be the requirement to pass an option 43. I'm using option 43 via ASCII in order to be able to communicate all the necessary information to the devices as they go through the PnP process as to how they're going to communicate to the DNA center. Now, all we need to do is copy and paste this configuration into our router. Now that this configuration has been pasted in, we have finished step 1. In step 2, all we do is turn on the devices. I'm going to navigate to the DNA center, and we're going to watch and wait for devices to appear in the unclaimed plug-and-play window. While this is happening, let's open up a terminal server session towards one of our devices. Auto install PnP, ZTP is starting. The device will next look for an IPv6 address and then an IPv4 address via DHCP. The system should get a DHCP address via DHCP v4. It will learn the identity of the DNS server, and it should learn about the option 43 data. We can see that it just got the information via option 43. It now knows the identity of the DNA center and will now initiate a PnP toward that device. As a result, devices will start appearing in the unclaimed table of the DNAC. We should see 4, one for each device that we just turned on. You will note that the onboarding process will begin at 10%. 10% corresponds to the assignment of certificates. Once certificates have been installed, the system will gather information. I typically do not claim a device until it reaches about 40%, at which time I know that the certificate is installed and all information has been gathered. At 30%, we can see that it says it's collecting the device details. At 40%, we will see that the details have been collected. I will minimize the console session so that we may see all 4 devices in the unclaimed database of the DNA Center. At 40%, it will say that the data is collected and the device is ready to be claimed, at which time this is when I claim devices and assign them to my hierarchy. Once all devices have reached 40%, we're at the end of this step. In the third and final step, all we do is claim a device. From the console of the DNA Center, I'm going to find the device that is going to be my first 9300. All I'm going to do is select it and claim it. Selecting claim from the menu. This will ask me to assign it to a given area. I'm going to place it inside of Building 1, inside of Super University. I'll click Next. The template that is going to be applied is visible here, and it's going to ask me to give the device a host name. I will use the host name of 9300-1. And I will go ahead and select Next. I can preview my configuration inside of my template. We will see that I have a number of other configurational tasks to include the application of archive logging. This is a way of being able to demonstrate what the DNA Center is going to do when I apply the template. Let's reopen our terminal to the device, and we will go ahead and claim the switch. This should apply the configuration commands to the device in question. We will be monitoring Q095 as the serial number. All devices have been successfully claimed. And let's watch what happens on the console of the device. Note that we have the state of planned And we are still at 40%. However, the device has been assigned to the Super University Building 1. We have transitioned to 70%. By placing the mouse over 70%, we can see that we're executing the workflow dictated by the template. As a result of the archive commands, we can see output showing up on the switch itself. Notice that the name of 9300-1 has been applied. And we see that the device has disappeared from our list of resources inside of the PnP operation. However, we have one device designated as being provisioned with an onboarding status of green. And by navigating to inventory, Super University Building 1, we can see that the device is indeed being added to this particular building. The device has been successfully onboarded. We see that it is both reachable and managed. It has resolved the name of 9300-1.sdgeeks.local. This concludes our demonstration and walkthrough on how to use plug-and-play operations inside of the DNA Center to add devices to our hierarchical infrastructure. If you found the video helpful and informative and want to learn more, I suggest you take a look at www.sd-geeks.com, where you'll have the opportunity to learn much, much more.